cowboy bought the most beautiful Apache slave. He didn't know she would become his wife. Humanity had lived on Earth for thousands of years, slowly growing, learning, and dreaming. People built cities, explored oceans, and sent rockets into space. They had seen other planets, learned to survive, and created machines that could think almost like humans. But even with all this, the rest of the galaxy did not notice them. The Galactic Council, made up of powerful alien civilizations, believed Earth was small, weak, and not a threat. They thought humans were clever, yes, but they believed humans would never be strong enough to fight back. The Council had grown used to looking down on Earth. Their spies reported humans arguing among themselves, struggling with politics, and often fighting wars on their own planet. They saw Earth as a place that would soon be easy to control if they ever needed it. The aliens never imagined that humans were quietly preparing for something far greater than anyone knew. Beth. Inside the heart of Earth, the leaders worked in secret. President Daniel Carter sat in a room filled with screens, showing maps of space, star charts, and hidden sensor readings. Around him were advisors, generals, and scientists. He looked calm, but his mind raced. He knew the Council would never expect humans to rise suddenly. For decades, they had pretended to be weak, hiding their true power behind a mask of ordinary technology. General Lisa Grant walked in, her boots echoing softly on the floor. She was in charge of the Earth Defense Fleet, a secret army built over decades in hidden bases.
President Carter, she said, all fleets are ready. The ships are refueled, the weapons tested.
We can move when you give the order.
Her voice was steady, confident, but there was an excitement in her eyes. She knew that what humanity was about to do would shock the galaxy. Commander Ryan Brooks stood beside her, his hands folded behind his back.
He had spent years training crews to handle situations no one else could imagine.
The fleets in orbit and in deep space have completed their drills, he said. Our stealth systems are working perfectly. Not a single alien scanner can detect us yet. The Council will not see us coming. President Carter nodded. Good. Dr. Hill, how are the systems for our new weapon? Can they handle a large-scale deployment? Dr. Karen Hill, the lead scientist, smiled faintly. She had dedicated her life to studying physics, energy, and artificial intelligence. Yes, sir.
Everything is ready. The weapon systems are tested and integrated with the fleets.
Bearables. We can disable enemy ships without firing a single missile. It will look like ghosts are attacking their fleets. The room fell silent for a moment as the leaders considered the plan. Outside the room, Earth seemed ordinary. Cities bustled with people, children played in parks, and the seas moved quietly. But deep in the oceans, in hidden tunnels and underground bases, human engineers and scientists worked tirelessly. They built ships that could fold space, weapons that could stop energy beams, and drones that could infiltrate any network. For the rest of the galaxy, humans were a small, weak species. But for those inside the secret rooms of Earth, the truth was different. Humans had been learning from the galaxy's mistakes for centuries. They had watched alien civilizations grow, fight, and fall. They had learned to prepare for war in ways no one else had imagined. Fast, and the fleets moved closer to their positions. Using secret jump points in space, the ships appeared far from Earth, invisible to alien sensors. Admiral Jake Morrison, a veteran of countless secret missions, stood on the bridge of the flagship. He looked at the crew, all trained and ready. Remember, he said, we are not here to destroy for pleasure. We are here to show the galaxy that Earth cannot be taken lightly. Our goal is peace. But they must understand that humans are not weak. In other parts of Earth, citizens continued their lives, unaware of the preparations above them. Children went to school, workers traveled to their jobs, and farmers tended their fields. The world seemed peaceful, but that peace was a mask. Beneath it, the greatest fleet humanity had ever built waited silently.
Humans had developed a system of communication that no alien could intercept.
Using it, they could coordinate fleets across thousands of kilometers instantly. Drones were sent into space to gather intelligence, recording every movement of the Council's patrols. Every strategy the aliens had was studied, every weakness mapped. By the time humans decided to act, the Council would be completely unprepared.
Meanwhile, in the Galactic Council's chambers, debates raged.
Alien leaders complained about minor problems on the borders of human space.
Earth will never be more than a small planet, said one leader, a reptilian species with green scales. Their technology is weak. They are a nuisance, but nothing more. Another council member, a species that looked like floating orbs of light, laughed. We should take their resources and move on. They cannot even protect their own planet. Why waste time? The Council had no idea that Earth was listening. Using hidden satellites, humans recorded every word, every plan, and every arrogance-filled comment. Great.
For decades, they had learned from the galaxy, and now they were ready to act. Back on Earth, President Carter watched the data streaming in.
They think they know us, he said quietly. But they have no idea what we can do. General Grant placed a hand on his shoulder. They will soon find out, sir. And when they do, the galaxy will change forever. Deep beneath the Earth, Dr. Hill worked with a team of scientists on a device that could disrupt energy shields. This will let us neutralize enemy defenses without firing a single shot, she explained to her assistant, David. They'll see nothing coming, and by the time they realize it, it will be too late. It's incredible. Humans really have been hiding all this power? Dr. Hill smiled.
Yes, that is the plan.
We hide until the moment we need to act. Then the galaxy will see Earth as it truly is. In orbit, human ships drifted silently, invisible even to the most advanced sensors. Crews ate meals, trained in combat drills, and checked every system again and again.
Every member knew their role, and every member understood the stakes. One mistake, and the plan could fail.
But all believed in humanity's cause.
Night fell on Earth, and lights flickered across cities.
People looked up at the stars, dreaming of distant worlds, unaware that the fleet waiting in the dark would soon change everything. Even in the Council, leaders continued to underestimate humans. They assumed Earth would comply if pressured, that humans would bow to stronger powers, that they would never strike. But Earth was ready. For centuries, humans had learned patience. They had studied the galaxy, tested technology, and trained their people. They were no longer the small, weak planet the Council thought they were. When the moment came, humans would strike with overwhelming force, and no one in the galaxy would be able to ignore them again. President Carter walked along the observation deck, looking at Earth below. He thought of every person who had worked in secret, every scientist, every pilot, every soldier. "We are ready," he said softly. "The galaxy will see the truth." In hidden bunkers across the planet, General Grant and Commander Brooks coordinated the final preparations. The fleets were in position, the weapons systems were primed, and the humans who would carry out the plan waited with quiet determination. "This is it," Brooks said. "Wait. When we act, there is no turning back. We are showing the galaxy who we really are." The world outside continued its ordinary life. Children laughed in parks, cars moved on highways, and the seas shimmered under the moonlight. No one noticed the silent fleet above, the hidden technology, or the humans preparing to change history. As the night deepened, Earth seemed peaceful, almost fragile. But beneath the surface, humanity was ready. They had learned from every battle, every mistake, every weakness of the galaxy. And now, they would act. Soon, the Council would discover that the humans they had underestimated were not weak at all. They were strong, clever, and prepared. They were united in a way no one else had ever been. And when Earth struck, it would be with a force the galaxy had never imagined. The first part of humanity's plan was simple. Wait, observe, and prepare. They had done this for decades, quietly building their power while the Council mocked them. And soon the next part would begin. The part that would shock the galaxy and make everyone realize that Earth was no longer a small, weak planet.
In the dark of space, the fleets waited.
On the planet below, life went on as usual. But the humans who knew the truth prepared for the moment when everything would change. They were ready, and when the time came, the galaxy would never forget the day Earth struck back. The first strike began quietly, almost like a shadow moving across space. Human fleets, hidden for decades, appeared suddenly in multiple star systems near the edge of Council-controlled space. The alien patrols had no warning. Their sensors were active, but they could not detect the human ships. Humans had mastered a new type of stealth that made their fleets invisible even to the most advanced technology the Council had.
Admiral Jake Morrison stood on the bridge of the flagship.
"All units in position," he said calmly, though his eyes were sharp and alert. "We begin the operation in 10 minutes.
Remember, this is not about destruction. Our goal is to show the galaxy that humans cannot be taken lightly."
Bet.
General Lisa Grant watched the screens beside him.
They are in position around every enemy station. We can disable shields and communications at the same time. Commander Ryan Brooks gave a small nod. "Once we act, it will look like their systems are failing on their own."
They will not know who is attacking until it is too late. Doctor,
Karen Hill worked at her console, monitoring the weapon systems.
Everything is ready!
The energy disruptors are set. We can neutralize enemy shields without firing a single shot.
Their ships will be powerless. In the first moments, the alien outposts appeared normal.
alien commanders on the Council fleets were confident. "Humans cannot surprise us," one said, a tall figure with silver skin and 3 glowing eyes.
They are clever, but they are weak. We will deal with them easily if needed. Drones had already infiltrated communications and defense grids. Every command, every shield adjustment, and every internal report was intercepted or disrupted by human technology. Suddenly, one by one, the alien ships went dark. Energy shields that had seemed invincible collapsed silently. Weapon systems failed without warning. Alien crews tried to respond, but every move they made was anticipated by human fleets. On the flagship, Admiral Morrison smiled slightly. They won't even know what hit them. The Council fleets tried to regroup, but confusion spread quickly. Barked orders. But the humans had already mapped every weakness. Ships collided, energy beams misfired, and entire patrol groups vanished from the sensors as if they had been swallowed by space itself. General Grant leaned forward. "Their coordination is failing."
"We have control of the system in less than 5 minutes," Commander Brooks added.
Drones are taking over communications. Any attempt to call for reinforcements will be useless.
The Council will see only chaos.
In one sector, human ships use their gravity-fold drives, appearing behind enemy lines instantly.
Alien crews screamed as entire fleets disappeared from one location and reappeared somewhere else, completely surrounded by human vessels.
The human weapons did not destroy immediately.
Instead, they disabled. Enemy crews were left stranded, their ships unable to move or fire.
Dr. Hill observed the systems.
Perfect. The Council will think their technology is failing.
They cannot imagine this is an attack. It will give us an advantage we cannot lose.
President Daniel Carter watched everything from Earth, calm but proud. We are showing them the truth. Humans are stronger than they ever imagined.
For the first time, panic spread among the Council. Alien leaders could not understand what was happening. "Our shields are failing," shouted a reptilian commander. "It is impossible."
How can this happen? The humans had prepared for this. Every move had been anticipated. Every system the aliens relied on was mapped and studied. Even the fastest Council vessels could not escape human traps.
Admiral Morrison gave the order. Begin the strike on the main command stations.
Keep civilian worlds safe. Disable only military targets. Bay. The human fleets moved with precision. Alien command stations fell silent as communications were cut and energy grids shut down. But
alien soldiers could not fire their weapons.
Some surrendered immediately, confused and helpless. Others tried to fight, but without power. They were easy to capture or disable.
In one corner of space, a young pilot named Ethan Miller guided his ship through a tight cluster of enemy fighters. He had trained for years, but even he was amazed.
"It's like they can see everything we do," he whispered to his co-pilot, Mia Allen. "We can't hide from them."
Mia nodded, focused on her instruments.
It's humans. They've been planning this for decades.
They know our moves before we make them.
Ethan and Mia watched as alien ships collapsed silently one by one.
They could feel the fear spreading among the enemy crews. The Council had always believed humans were harmless, clever at best. Now they realized that humans were something far beyond what they expected.
Meanwhile, President Carter and his team coordinated the next moves.
"Psst. We cannot stop now," he said. "We must show the galaxy that Earth is united and prepared. Every system we control now will send a message. Never underestimate humanity."
Back on the alien side, the Council struggled to respond. Leaders shouted at each other, accusing allies of failure.
"Why did our sensors fail?" one demanded.
"It should be impossible!"
Another member, a being with translucent skin and a glowing heart, spoke quickly. "It is humans. We underestimated them."
They have prepared for this. Our fleets are useless against them.
On Earth, Admiral Morrison continued to direct the operation. Move the fleets to the next system. Keep the pace fast. Let them see that humans are everywhere and nowhere at the same time. The human strategy worked perfectly. Alien fleets tried to regroup, but they were trapped. The disruptor weapons continued to neutralize shields and engines. Humans moved like shadows, striking with precision and speed. Commander Brooks monitored the alien response. "They are trying to organize a counterattack, but it is too late. Every move is anticipated. Bet. We are in control of the battlefield completely." In one captured outpost, human forces interrogated alien leaders. They did not need to use violence. The message was clear. Humans could destroy fleets silently if they wanted, but their goal was to demonstrate power, not unnecessary destruction. Dr. Hill smiled as she watched reports coming in.
Every system we attack spreads fear. The Council will think their technology is unreliable.
They will not know humans are behind it until it is too late.
Ethan and Mia returned to their command station after another successful mission.
I never thought we could do this, Ethan said. They believed we were weak. Now they know the truth.
Mia shook her head. This is just the beginning.
Burst.
We still have many systems to secure. The Council will not give up easily.
Bet. In the council chambers, confusion reigned. Alien leaders could not understand why their fleets were failing. Some demanded to retreat. Others wanted to fight back. But without functioning ships and with communications disrupted, no one could lead effectively. One of the council elders, a tall being with crystalline wings, finally realized the truth.
Humans. They have been planning this for decades. They knew our weaknesses.
They are not weak. They're stronger than we ever imagined. Back on Earth, President Carter addressed his staff. This is the moment we have been waiting for. We are showing the galaxy that humanity is united, intelligent, and strong. But we must remain careful.
We are proving our power, not seeking war. The Council must learn respect for Earth.
Admiral Morrison coordinated the final wave of attacks. We disable only what is necessary.
Civilian areas must remain untouched. Our goal is control, not chaos.
Let them see our power without unnecessary destruction. Human fleets moved like a wave through the systems. Alien ships fell silent, bases were disabled, and fleets scattered in confusion. The Council had no idea how to respond. Humans had taken control without a single direct assault. Ethan Miller watched a fleet collapse under human control.
It's incredible, he whispered.
We are everywhere, but they can't even see us.
I am aligned. That is the advantage of patience and preparation.
We waited for the right moment. Now they realize that Earth cannot be taken lightly. Bay.
President Carter looked at Earth from his command center. The galaxy will remember this day.
They thought humans were weak. They were wrong. Now they see the truth. By the end of the first week, human fleets had disabled dozens of Council outposts and patrol fleets. Alien leaders were in chaos. Many surrendered, confused and helpless. Others retreated to warn the rest of the galaxy. General Grant spoke to President Carter. They are stunned. The Council cannot understand what happened.
We have control in many sectors already, Commander Brooks added. We must remain careful.
Bad. Some factions will fight back. But for now, the shock is complete.
Humans have proven they are not weak.
Hill monitored energy systems and weapons. The Council will take time to recover. Bay.
They underestimated humanity completely. Our work is just beginning, but this first strike will be remembered for generations.
Admiral Morrison looked at the stars, calm and confident. We have shown them the strength of Earth. Now we wait to see how the rest of the galaxy reacts. They will not forget this day. Bay.
As the first human fleets returned to hidden positions, they left a galaxy in shock. The Council had been caught completely off guard.
They believed humans were weak and divided. Now they had seen the truth. Humanity was strong, clever, and ready to defend its home.
And on Earth, people went on with their ordinary lives, unaware of the fleets and the battles in space. But the leaders who knew the truth understood that everything had changed. The galaxy would never underestimate humans again. The first strike had been perfect.
Humans had acted with patience, precision, and intelligence. They had disabled enemy fleets without unnecessary destruction, proving their power and strategy.
The council staggered, unsure what to do next.
Humans had shown them that Earth was not weak, that humanity was united, and that they could not be ignored.
The galaxy had learned a lesson that it would never forget. The human fleets disappeared once again into the shadows, ready to strike if needed.
But for now, the first victory was complete.
The Council had been shocked, and humanity had begun its rise in the galaxy.
Beck.
And somewhere on Earth, President Carter smiled. Humanity had struck back.
The galaxy would never be the same. The Galactic Council was in chaos. Their fleets had been disabled. Without warning, outposts had fallen, and communication networks were broken. Alien leaders shouted at each other, blaming mistakes, miscalculations, and even their own allies. But the truth was far simpler. Humans had outsmarted them completely. In one chamber, a council member with green, scaly skin slammed a clawed hand on the table.
This cannot be happening. Our fleets are falling like toys.
They cannot be this strong.
They have waited.
They studied us for decades. They knew every weakness.
We underestimated them. Another council member, tall with wings like crystal, added, "We must respond immediately. We cannot let them think they can act without consequence. Prepare all fleets for attack." But it was too late. Humans had already prepared for a counterattack. President Daniel Carter and his team watched the reports from Earth.
"They are panicking," he said. "This is what we wanted." They will try to respond, but they do not understand us yet. We have the advantage.
General Lisa Grant leaned over a console. Their ships are moving, but their coordination is broken.
Our drones are still in their networks. They cannot call reinforcements effectively.
Commander Ryan Brooks nodded. Every move they make, we can anticipate.
The Council does not realize how patient we have been. They believe in their strength, but they have ignored the humans for too long. Admiral Jake Morrison gave orders for the next step. We strike only where needed.
Disable their command hubs and protect civilian worlds. The goal is not total destruction. It is to show that humans cannot be controlled or underestimated. Deep in space, young pilot Ethan Miller guided his ship along the edge of a council fleet. "It's incredible," he said to his co-pilot, Mia Allen.
They are moving in confusion, and we are everywhere at once. Mia's eyes were on the scanners. We planned every detail. This is what decades of preparation can do. They thought we were weak. Now they know the truth. In orbit around a council-controlled planet, humans deployed small teams of drones and ships. They disabled energy grids, blocked communications, and created the illusion that systems were failing naturally. Alien commanders on the ground tried to rally their troops, but every command failed. Ships could not launch, weapons would not fire, and shields collapsed unpredictably. In one control room, an alien officer screamed in frustration. "Our technology, it is failing without attack. What is happening?" A colleague, panicked, whispered, "It must be the humans. But how?" We have been careful. How can one species be this clever? On Earth, Dr. Karen Hill monitored the operation. Our disruptors are working perfectly.
The Council cannot organize effectively.
Their fleets are already losing confidence. Soon, some will surrender without a fight.
President Carter spoke to his team. We are showing the galaxy what humans can do when united.
We act only to protect ourselves and ensure peace. But the message must be clear. Do not underestimate Earth.
Back in space, Admiral Morrison watched the Council fleet struggle. Keep pressure, but avoid unnecessary destruction, he said.
We are here to control the battlefield, not to destroy every ship. Let them fear the power, not the violence. On the front lines, pilot Ethan Miller fired a small drone to disable an alien vessel. The ship's shields flickered, then collapsed entirely. Its crew tried to respond, but the drone had already uploaded virus codes that blocked communications and engines. Bow. The alien vessel drifted powerless. Mia Allen checked their next target. We need to disable the command hub on this planet. Without it, their fleets cannot coordinate. Humans will control this entire sector within hours. Ethan nodded. Let's do it. They moved quickly, unseen and unstoppable. Meanwhile, in the Galactic Council chambers, leaders argued furiously. We must attack Earth directly, shouted one alien. We cannot allow them to grow stronger. Another replied, if we strike, they may have prepared defenses we cannot overcome. We need to negotiate, but they will not respond peacefully now. B. Humans have shown strength, and we cannot ignore it. Even as they debated, humans were already moving. Drones infiltrated their networks, ships disabled patrols, and the Council's communications were scattered and slow. By the time they tried to organize, humans had already won key positions.
General Grant smiled at the reports. The Council is finally realizing the truth.
Berg. They underestimated humans, and now they are paying the price. Commander Brooks added, their fear is growing. Some will surrender voluntarily soon. Bess. Others will try to fight, but they are unprepared for what we can do. President Carter thought about the message humanity was sending. For decades, humans had been patient, building technology, fleets and strategies in secret. Now, the galaxy saw that patience had its rewards. Bet. Humanity had been underestimated for too long, and now the mistake was clear. In one captured alien outpost, human forces spoke to the remaining officers.
They did not threaten unnecessary violence. We are not here to destroy your species, a human officer said.
We only want peace. We will disable your system so that you cannot harm others. Surrender, and no one will be hurt. The alien officers looked at each other, confused. You are not trying to destroy us? One asked. The human officer shook his head. We are showing you that humans cannot be controlled. Learn respect. That is all we ask. Meanwhile, humans continued to secure key sectors. Fleet by fleet, they moved with precision. Bay. Alien ships that tried to escape were intercepted by stealth fleets. Alien communication networks collapsed under human control. For every attempted counterattack, humans had already prepared a response. Pilot Ethan Miller watched an enemy fleet try to regroup.
They don't know where we are, he said. They cannot organize because we are everywhere, but they cannot see us. This is what decades of planning can do. They think in weeks, but we think in years. Patience and preparation.
President Carter monitored the progress. President Carter monitored the progress.
We must remain careful. Show power, but do not escalate unnecessarily.
We are proving our strength, not seeking war. Let the Council understand that Earth is united, clever, and strong."
In the council chambers, leaders began to realize the extent of their failure. Their fleets were scattered, key planets had lost control, and communication with their most trusted commanders was gone. Panic spread. Some wanted to retreat.
Others wanted to negotiate, but no clear decision could be made.
Bias. One elder, a crystalline winged being, finally spoke. They are unlike any species we have faced. They are clever, patient, and united. We must treat them with caution. They are not weak.
They are dangerous, damagerous, Grant, reported to President Carter.
We have control of most sectors. Many have surrendered voluntarily.
The Council's remaining forces are confused and disorganized. This is the first real shock for them. Commander Brooks added, "Some factions may fight back, but the Council does not know where to strike. We control the battlefield. Humans are proving that we are not weak, and we are ready for anything."
Admiral Morrison looked out into space.
The galaxy will remember this day. Humans have struck back, not with hate or anger, but with strategy and unity.
We have shown that Earth is strong. Pilot Ethan Miller and Mia Allen returned from another mission.
"Best, it's over for now," Ethan said. "They cannot fight effectively." "We have control of this sector." Mia smiled. The galaxy is finally starting to understand that humans cannot be ignored. We are strong, prepared, and united. That is the power they underestimated for too long.
In the following days, humans continued to secure key positions.
Alien leaders who tried to attack were stopped quickly and quietly. Drones infiltrated every network, and fleets moved with precision. Every action was measured, every strike intentional. The Council staggered. They had believed humans were clever but weak. Now they understood that they had been completely wrong. Humans had patience, strategy, and unity that no other species had ever demonstrated. On Earth, President Carter addressed his team quietly.
"We are not done, but we have shown the galaxy who we are. Humans are strong, intelligent, and united."
The Council will not forget this. They will think twice before underestimating us again.
General Grant nodded.
They are beginning to understand. The fear is spreading.
Our message is clear. Earth cannot be controlled. Commander Brooks added, "We have proven that patience and preparation can overcome even the strongest enemies."
Humans have waited, and now we have acted. The galaxy sees the result.
Dr. Hill monitored the systems.
Their fleets cannot respond effectively. Humans have taken control of key networks. This is a turning point. Breath.
They will not underestimate Earth again.
Admiral Morrison smiled slightly. We have done what the Council could not imagine. Humans are strong, united, and ready.
The galaxy has learned a lesson they will never forget. Back on the front lines, Ethan Miller and Mia Allen looked out into the dark expanse of space.
It's quiet now, Ethan said, but they will try to regroup.
Yes.
But humans have shown our strength.
They will think twice before attacking again.
For the first time, Earth is respected in the galaxy.
The council staggered, confused and fearful. Alien leaders realized they had been completely outsmarted. Some would surrender, others would try to fight. But none could deny that humans had changed the balance of power. Human fleets returned to hidden positions, ready to strike again, if necessary. But for now, the first wave of the human counterattack was complete. They had shown the galaxy their strength, their patience, and their unity. And on Earth, life continued as usual. People went about their daily lives, unaware that the planet they called home had just changed the galaxy forever. But for those who knew the truth, one thing was clear: humans had struck back, and the galaxy would never underestimate them again. The Council would recover, but they would do so slowly, carefully, and with fear. Humans had proven that they were not weak. They were clever, united, and prepared. And when humanity acted again, no one in the galaxy would be ready. The first real fear had spread among the alien civilizations. Humans had shown that their patience, planning, and unity made them a force unlike any other. The Council staggered, unsure what to do next, while humans prepared silently for the next move. Earth had struck back, and the galaxy would never be the same. The Galactic Council was shaken to its core. For the first time in centuries, their authority was questioned. Alien leaders argued among themselves, trying to decide whether to retaliate, negotiate, or retreat. The loss of so many fleets and outposts had thrown the Council into confusion. No one knew who should lead, and no plan seemed possible. A crystal-winged elder stood up, his voice trembling. "We cannot ignore this. Humans have shown strength beyond any we imagined. They have disabled our fleets and command systems without a single full attack. We must act carefully." A reptilian council member hissed, "We must strike now!" Desperate. "We cannot let them grow stronger. If we wait, humans will control more of space, and our power will collapse completely." The glowing, orb-like leader shook its form. "Strike. Do you not see? They are prepared for our attack. Our fleets are weak. Our networks are compromised.
We cannot fight them directly without losing even more." Inside Earth's command center, President Daniel Carter observed the Council's confusion.
"They are panicking," he said calmly. "This is exactly what we hoped."
They will not know how to respond. We do not seek unnecessary war, only to show the galaxy our strength and unity.
Break. General Lisa Grant nodded. "Our fleets are in position."
All systems are ready. Any attack they attempt will be anticipated.
Humans have the advantage completely. Commander Ryan Brooks added, "They still underestimate our patience."
Bay.
They do not realize how long we have prepared for this. They think we act in weeks, but our strategy works over decades.
Bay.
Admiral Jake Morrison looked out at the hidden fleets in deep space. "We continue our operations quietly."
Bay.
Let the Council stew in confusion. We will act only where necessary.
Break. Every move must show strength without needless destruction.
Back in orbit around a Council-controlled planet, human stealth ships disabled communications and control systems again.
Bait. Alien fleets tried to organize, but every message was intercepted. Commands failed. Aberrations. Shields collapsed. Ships drifted powerless. Pilot Ethan Miller spoke to his co-pilot, Mia Allen. "Every move they make is predictable now."
They are panicking, and we control the battlefield.
Mia nodded, watching the scanners.
Yes, they do not understand that humans plan for years.
"They will learn, but it may be too late."
President Carter addressed his top staff.
Our goal is clear. We do not destroy civilizations unnecessarily.
We demonstrate our power. Every fleet we disable, every network we control, sends a message. Earth cannot be controlled or ignored.
Dr. Karen Hill monitored the weapon systems.
The Council's technology is failing where we strike. They cannot adapt quickly. This is their first real lesson in underestimating humans. Back on the alien homeworlds, panic had spread.
Leaders argued over how to respond. Some factions wanted to surrender.
Others demanded an immediate strike, but their fleets were scattered and many had already surrendered or been disabled. One alien officer whispered to a colleague, "They are clever. We cannot beat them in a direct fight. They see everything before we act. How can we even resist?" The colleague shook its head.
We underestimated them for centuries. Now we pay the price.
Meanwhile, humans continued their operations with precision. Drones and ships disabled key command hubs, intercepted communications, and controlled patrols without firing heavy weapons.
The galaxy saw humanity as a rising power, clever and united. Ethan Miller and Mia Allen led a small strike team to disable a command hub on a distant planet. "Once we control this hub, their fleets cannot communicate," Ethan said.
"It's the perfect opportunity to show our strength." Mia replied, "Yes, we do not destroy."
We control. Let them learn that humans act strategically, not recklessly.
The mission was successful. The alien hub shut down completely. Ships in the system drifted powerless. For the first time, some alien leaders realized surrender might be wiser than continued resistance.
On Earth, President Carter smiled as he watched the reports. Humans have shown the galaxy our power.
We have disabled fleets, controlled systems, and protected civilians. The Council now knows that Earth is not weak. Bishop's trustacity.
General Grant added, "The Council will take months to recover. Some factions will surrender voluntarily."
Others may regroup, but they know humans cannot be ignored. Commander Brooks looked at the reports. The fear is spreading.
Humans have demonstrated patience, intelligence, and unity.
The galaxy will remember this day. Even among alien populations, rumors began to spread. Stories told of humans striking without warning, disabling fleets and stations silently, without unnecessary destruction. Fear and respect began to mix.
Humans had earned a reputation unlike any other species. Back in space, Admiral Morrison directed fleets with precision.
Desk, keep pressure on key sectors but avoid overextending. We must maintain control without provoking unnecessary conflict. Let the Council feel our strength but also our discipline.
Pilot Ethan Miller reflected on what had happened.
It's amazing how humans can act so quietly and yet control everything.
They planned for decades, and now the galaxy sees the result. Mia Allen nodded.
Yes, the key was patience and preparation.
They never expected us to be so united or clever. This is the first time the Council understands the humans they underestimated for centuries. Meanwhile, in the Council chambers, alien leaders argued endlessly. Some argued for peace, acknowledging human power.
Others wanted revenge, hoping to strike before humans could prepare again. But they were disorganized, fearful, and slow. The crystal-winged elder finally spoke. We have been shown the truth. Humans are not weak. They are patient, united, and clever.
We cannot fight them directly. Any strike now risks total failure.
Reptilian leader hissed. Then what do we do? Retreat?
Surrender? The elder shook his head. We must negotiate, but we must do so carefully. Humans have made it clear they will defend their home, and they act with precision.
We cannot underestimate them again! Back on Earth, President Carter gathered his team.
The Council is learning the lesson. They realize humans are clever, patient, and strong.
But we must continue to act with caution. Our goal is to secure peace and respect, not to destroy.
Breaths. General Grant replied, "The galaxy already knows we are a force. Some will surrender voluntarily."
Others may resist, but they are afraid now. We have changed the balance of power.
Commander Brooks added, "Our strategy worked. Patience, preparation, and intelligence won."
Humans have shown that we are united and cannot be controlled by others. Doctor. Hill looked at the screens. The weapon systems are operating perfectly.
We disabled the Council's networks without direct destruction. That sends a powerful message.
We are strong, but we do not act recklessly. Admiral Morrison smiled. The galaxy will remember today. Humans acted with patience, skill, and intelligence.
We proved that Earth cannot be taken lightly.
In the following weeks, more alien worlds surrendered or agreed to negotiations. The Council attempted to recover, but their fleets were weakened and their networks were under human control.
Humanity had proven it could defend itself and assert its power without unnecessary bloodshed. Pilot Ethan Miller spoke with Mia Allen as they returned from another mission. It's strange. The galaxy feared humans for centuries, but now they respect us.
And it happened without a single large-scale battle. Mia nodded.
That is the key. We acted strategically, not violently.
They understand that humans are patient, clever, and united. That is why they respect us. On Earth, President Carter addressed the world. Humans have faced the galaxy and shown our strength. We have acted carefully, protected civilians, and defended our home. Today, Earth is no longer seen as weak. The galaxy respects us, and they will think carefully before challenging humanity again.
General Grant added, "Our fleets remain ready."
We protect our home, but we also maintain peace. The Council has learned that humans cannot be ignored. Commander Brooks smiled. Humans have proven that patience, preparation, and unity can overcome even the strongest enemies.
That is the message we send to the galaxy.
Doctor. Hill monitored energy grids and communication networks. The Council knows our strength, and the galaxy sees it. We acted without unnecessary destruction, but our power is undeniable.
Admiral Morrison stood on the bridge of the flagship. Earth has struck back.
The Council staggered. The galaxy has learned that humans are clever, patient, and united.
This is a turning point in history. Even alien populations began to respect humanity.
Stories spread of human fleets appearing silently, disabling fleets and stations without violence, and yet demonstrating overwhelming power. Fear mixed with admiration. Humans were no longer seen as weak, clever, but harmless. They were strong, united, and capable of defending their home. In orbit above Earth, Admiral Morrison gave the order for fleets to return to hidden positions. "Best. We remain ready," he said. "We have shown our strength, pair."
The council has been humbled. Now we watch and wait.
Biffinson.
President Carter reflected on what had happened. Humanity had acted with patience, preparation, and intelligence.
The Council had been caught off guard, and the galaxy now understood that Earth was not to be underestimated. General Grant said quietly, "We protected our home, demonstrated our power, and avoided unnecessary conflict."
That is the true strength of humanity. Commander Brooks added, "The galaxy will remember this day." Humans have risen from being underestimated to being respected. That is the real victory.
Burst. Dr. Hill smiled at the reports. "We have shown that planning, intelligence, and patience can overcome even the strongest opposition. The Council has learned its lesson."
Pilot Ethan Miller looked at the stars with Mia Allen.
It feels like the galaxy has changed. Humans are no longer quiet observers. We are now recognized as a power. Mia nodded.
"Yes, and we did it without unnecessary destruction. That is why humans are respected. That is why the Council staggers and the galaxy watches us carefully."
And on Earth, life continued as usual. People went to work, studied, played, and lived their daily lives, unaware of the fleets that had changed the galaxy above them.
But for those who knew the truth, one thing was clear. Humanity had struck back. The Council had staggered, and the galaxy would never underestimate Earth again. The first real fear had spread, and respect followed.
Humans had proven their strength, patience, and intelligence. The Council would recover, but slowly, carefully, and with caution.
Humans had changed the galaxy forever.
Earth had struck back with overwhelming force, caught the Council off guard, and reminded the universe that humanity could not be ignored. The future now belonged to those who were clever, united, and prepared, and Earth had proven it was all three.